Hi plant friends, welcome back to my garden. It's Leanne. I live in Australia and in a capital city of South Australia called Adelaide. So we're sort of down the bottom and centre of Australia if you're looking at a map. I've got my water feature on. I always like to put that on when I'm doing a bit of gardening. Lots of road noise, so it just helps to make it a bit more tranquil setting. So today I'm going to do a few garden jobs, just quickly go through those. So what we've done is we've bought some plants recently at Virginia Garden Nursery. So these three here, the dark ones, are phormiums. They're going to go in the backyard, add a bit of different sort of foliage texture to the back garden. And one of the plants that is going to come out is going to be the, what was that?
No more.
No more what? Oh, no more stakes. John's staking up some chilli plants. And so that's the tiger grass that we want to remove. So that really ratty looking thing. We had quite a few initially and they all went very ratty and horrible looking. So one of the phormiums will go there. We have some small plants there that we're going to plant, a few in the front and a few in the back garden. So I've got some rosemary. Now this rosemary is a finer textured one, but the reason why we bought it is it's called Chef's Choice. The oil content in it is much higher and it's much more pungent and a nicer aroma than the standard sort of rosemary that we have grown out the front. So we've got a bush out the front. We'll take that one out eventually, but we'll only do that once this one here has grown a lot. Then we've got a few petunias, some Osteospermum, those daisy looking plants there. There's a yellow one with a slightly purpley pink centre. And then over here another Osteospermum, and that's got a kind of a mauvey pink colour. John's stabbing himself in the background. So, and this one here is a hebe, and that has kind of the pinky and white flowers. Those three, the hebe and those four, I can't even count. Those four will go in the front, and the petunias that you can see there, they'll go in a little patch in the back garden. Here's some more random stuff. I have a Syngonium Maria, and I bought that. Again, that's also Virginia Nursery. And this morning I decided I was going to repot it, split it up, got 4 plants out of 1. So guess what that means? I've got 3 extra plants. It's play school. It's play school. And look, he's already at work. He can't stop. So we use the mattock, but the pick end of the mattock, when I say we, I don't use it very often, but I do use it, and I do digging. Just that the videos all seem to be John doing all the digging. I find it gets in around roots really well. These roots, because it's a grass, you can get quite deep. So how are you going with that, John? Out already? That's it. Wow. The other thing we're going to do today is I've cut back all these succulents from out the front, those aeoniums, and going to plant them around in the back garden as well. That's going to help to provide a bit of ground cover. We've had terrible trouble with our Ipomoea. I'm going to come over and show you. Right, this is what our Ipomoea is looking like in early spring. Now normally by this stage it's looking quite good, not scrawny like that, like larger leaves and like covering a much bigger area. And we had it covering part of the area over here as well and through there, and that's pretty much all been decimated. Over here some lime green, but that's like, that used to have you know, like a proper ground cover. That's just like little patchy bits, so it's really, really poorly, and I don't know if it ever will recover properly. So I thought if I mix up some succulents in with the strands of little strands of Ipomea here and there, then that creates a better look, I think. And surprisingly, even though we've got a tropical style garden, I think that succulents and the other, like sort of palms and elephant ears and all that, that just seems to, succulents kind of look tropical somehow. So pretty happy with that. John's already going to dig away and for the formium to go into that hole. Same hole? Yep, same hole. Right, and because I'm too busy trying to get a video out because I haven't done one in ages, but John's too impatient. He just wants to get it all done. Right, so now one of the things I wanted to show you was this elephant ears, and it's not really looking all that great. It is getting very old, and we've decided to do a beheading. So because there's pups, the big main stem, the really gnarly looking one, we thought we could just dig that out, but the other plants around it are kind of attached. So we're just going to chop it off right at the bottom because it's really at the end of its life. Now that was the original elephant ears plant that was, whoa, hang on a sec. Look at the roots on that formium. So John's teasing those out because they're kind of circling the bottom of the pot a bit.
Can you put the hole?
Sorry? No, I don't think it needs it. We'll let it settle in first. A bit of sea salt.
Sea salt?
Yeah, sea salt's a seaweed concentrate, liquid concentrate, and then you dilute it about 30 mils into a 9 litre watering can and water that in, and that helps the plant to get over a transplant shock, get the roots established. Now back to the elephant ears. The very my most popular video with over 10,000 views is my video that I did of transplanting the elephant ears. And when we transplanted it, it was huge. It was growing in a pot in the balcony, and it was taller than John. But now look at it; it's pretty pathetic, really. So it's kind of shrunk and you know, slowly dying and withering away. But while it's been doing its dying, it's very kindly put up a few pups. There you can see that there's 3 there. There's one in the front, side, and at the back as well, and out there. And in addition, we've planted a couple of other pups over there in the garden over there. So it's been good. Next, he says, right. So the formium, we were going to put one in front of the dracaenas. So we've got some dracaenas and yuccas there, and they're kind of spiky. And I thought it would be good to have something that's of similar sort of texture in front, yeah, around there. And if you have to get rid of some cannas, then just dig them out and I'll replant them. These formiums will grow up to 1.5 metres at the moment. They're probably about 1 metre tall. Oh, that's, no, I think that's a canna. It looks like a canna, yeah. Here's one of our cannas that's started to flower recently. Every single year, the very early cannas that flower are always, the flower's always very kind of weak looking and not very robust. But as the season goes on, they get sort of stronger and more robust looking. Oh, don't mind me. So there's that formium already in there. And we've got to move one. Oh, yeah, John's already on to the next one. So I'll show you where the next one's going to go. This area here, we can see that from our kitchen. At the moment it's all bitty.
I agree.
But we're going to dig out the ginger and some of these cannas that are just starting to sprout. Make a bit of an area. The ginger can go and live with its little sister over there. So I think the Phormiums are native to New Zealand, but they suit our climate too. And apparently they're good for seaside locations as well, which is we're only about 150 metres from the beach. Alright, so just pressing all that soil in.
That's right.
Yeah, I guess it will straighten itself up.
Eventually they'll spread, won't it?
Yeah, well they clump. It's just basically the clump gets bigger and bigger. But then we might be able to break the clump up. Yeah, divide it up once they get a lot bigger.
Right, that's done.
Alright. I like how the colour is almost the same as the Ipomoea. Oh, that Ipomoea driving me nuts. Oh, you killed it. It's like an animal hunter displaying there. Oh, you killed it. That you got internet fame with that plant when you stood there proudly on the balcony.
Oh,
well,
terrible idea.
10,000 views. I don't think they're not very famous, but I know John's actually feeling slightly sad. I think it's funny. Something about men and like using bloody garden tools. He's just like, I don't think he really likes gardening that much. I think it's just using the tools. Like, although no, he does like seeing nice gardens and that sort of stuff. But I don't know. It's funny. He'll find some other, way to play around with tools.
Right.
So what else are you going to hack back now? Next. Come on, find something. You gotta behead something. Oh, what about you can clean up that yucca? See that yucca with that horrible brown skirt? I can't even use my secateurs. It's so tough that it needs to be hacked off. Because we got that from out the front and transplanted that here. And it took a while to settle in, so it's sort of the lower leaves dropped, it got all yucky. Stanley knife. Oh, okay. So here's our Yuko and her very ugly little skirt that she's carrying, and she's almost dropping it. She's almost dropping her skirt. But isn't she pretty on top? She's variegated. I think she's really nice. And then she had a few little pups on the side. So we, when we dug her out from the front, we put the little pups down. Look, I'll show you. Aren't they cute? There's 3 there. Looks like 2, but there's one there, and then one there. So they're tiny, but they seem to have taken root, and they'll eventually. Oh, there's another one. I just saw one there. So looking forward to that, because then we get a little patch of the dracaenas and yuccas. Create a nice little patch. Here's one that I cut off a while back in order to get a bit of branching. I didn't like them all being single, so I'm really pleased that I got 3 heads out of that, so that's an extra 2. I can't believe I said I got 3 heads out of that, so that's an extra 2. Like, I mean, of course it's an extra 2. Oh. How's that going? John's removing her skirt.
I'm enjoying it.
With a Stanley knife. Is that working? Yep. It's pretty tough though, aren't they?
Yeah.
Very tough. So Stanley knife. Okay. Tool count. Stanley knife. secateurs.
They give you out in the garden, they won't be able to.
No, they won't. You'd use your mattock. Did you use both ends of the mattock or just one?
One.
One,
Put
oh
the
no.
point in.
The pointy end.
The pick.
And the that saw thing, whatever you call that. Pruning saw or whatever it's called. So can you find some more tools to use? Or, that's starting to look better already. Yay. Can you give her a nice clean trunk? Like without all those little bits sticking out? Asking for too much, no. I'll go in there and clean up. I'll get my gloves on. The formium. Oh yeah, I'll show you. I'll show you what the formium looks like from inside the house. Yeah. So as we're standing in the kitchen, you know, looking out, we thought it would be nice to have something kind of a bit of a feature plant that stands out from the other plants around it. So the way it's coming up on here, it looks pretty small, but it really, if I zoom in, it's probably more approximate to what we actually see with the naked eye. So that's roughly what we see with the naked eye, same sort of view. Oh, I'm going to open up now. Yeah, get some fresh air in. Nice. So this is our little front yard. You can see some of the Ioniums there. That's where I chopped a few off. I've got a lot of road noise here, sorry about that. Okay, just going to quickly show you the plants that I've planted out there. So first of all, got our little rosemary. Over here we have our larger rosemary. We'll take that out once the smaller one has grown bigger. So the other plants I've planted just over here. Got the hebe, the Osteospermum with the pinky mauve leaves. They look really washed out in this sun. And the Osteospermum over here. Alright, so that should create a nice little trio of colour. And gradually going to change the brighter colours that I have in the garden, the dark reds and the oranges and the bright yellows of some of the other plants that aren't flowering, and wanted to move this into more pastel-y colours, but that will happen probably over next year or so. Right, out to the back now, show you the back. So I'm out the back. This is just after filming out the front, and you can see that the back has nearly all shade at the moment. So right down here next to the bottom of the formium is the few of the petunias are planted out. They'll spread out and make a little bit of a carpet. You can see the other formium here and a few little petunias planted around there that will spread out and make a little bit of a colour combination with the pink and purples. Right, so that is the garden projects all finished. For my next video will be a houseplant tour, and that will be in the next few weeks. And the first houseplant tour I only had 23 houseplants. I now have about I don't know, 70 or 80 perhaps. So looking forward to bringing that to you in a few weeks' time. If you enjoyed this video, please push a like and subscribe for more content. Always happy to have new subscribers and just new people making comments on my videos. It's nice to see that there are some people watching my very, very small, what I call a micro YouTube channel. Thanks for watching. Goodbye from Leanne in Adelaide.